This dream started at the age of 7 years old. One fine day, I went to my class teacher and she asked me, pick a extracurricular activity, an outdoor sport. So at the age of 7, being in India, of course, as any Indian would, I said cricket. And she told me, it's full. There's no space for you to play cricket. Then I asked her, football, the next best thing I knew. She said, it's full. Then I asked her, volleyball? She said, that's also full. And then she just told me that you have to pick some other sport where there's more people. So I said, ma'am, is there any outdoor sport that I can choose? She said, basketball. And I asked her, what is that? And that's how my journey started with basketball. 3 days into playing this beautiful game of basketball, I made the sub-junior team. And when I made the team in such a short notice, just that recognition that I got within a span of 3 days, it made me more passionate for the game. As my passion for the game increased, I did more research around the game. And I came across a name, the late Kobe Bean Bryant. I'm sure you guys must have heard of Kobe Bryant. So as I was looking at his videos of him playing, and at the time he was the best basketball player, as I was looking at that, it just the glimpse of how he was playing, how effortlessly he was scoring the ball, it was just looking effortless, as if he's not even trying and he's the best player. And I was just in awe of who he was. In sports, the most important thing is competition. As an athlete, any athlete of any sport, we love competition to compete against each other, right? So as I was seeing this, whenever we compete against a player or a team, the goal is one, is to win. That's it. There's no other goal. Because if we win, that means we became better, right? But that's not what Kobe Bryant thought. The guy who is the number one player in the world at the time is talking about what you may have heard of, the Mamba mentality. That mentality that he takes off the court and on the court as well. When I saw the way he approached the game and the kind of understanding he had of it, I tried to imbibe that at a very young age. Coming back to my journey, when I picked up the game of basketball, I got on the team. And then within a span of 2-3 years, I became captain of the sub-junior team. I got a lot of laurels, but the reason was not that I was becoming better than my competition around me. Because I imbibed this kind of mentality, every time I stepped on the court, because today I'm 6'1", but at the time I was 4 feet. So I was a skinny, lanky kid, and everyone around me, my coaches, the players, the competition would tell me, I'm too short for the game. I'm too skinny for the game. I'm not good enough. I cannot be a professional basketball player. And all these things that I was hearing about myself, I just thought to myself, this is actually good for me, because these guys are telling my limitation. In any other context, I would have seen that and I would have been discouraged and I would have left the game probably, because I'm not good enough apparently. But that same limitations that they were telling me, they didn't realize, because I adopted this kind of mentality, they are helping me become better. Because if the limitations I cannot see of myself, you are telling me I'm not good enough because of this, well, thank you. Now, my own limitation, because I am my own competition, I have to be better than who I was, I know now what I need to work on. So with this mentality, every single day, I became 1% better and worked on myself. For example, they told me I'm too skinny. Well, I started gym. They told me my jump was not that great. I started my jump workouts. And as they kept telling me what I couldn't do, sooner or later, because of the work that I put in, I was able to do. And because I was able to do those things, I suddenly started seeing success. By the time I reached 8th grade, I had become the captain, won many tournaments, had all kinds of medals. But within me, I knew it's not enough, because I wanted to play at the highest level. And the minute I saw Kobe Bryant, I was like, this is who I want to be. So to reach such heights, even if I was the best player at the time, I knew I'm still not good enough. I need more work. I have more limitations. I changed my school for the sake of basketball. That's the passion of a sport. I went to another school, which was at the time one of the best basketball teams in the state. I joined that team, and I knew that even if I was the best player in my school, the minute I go to the real competition, I might not be the same person. And that thing came true. When I reached my ninth grade, I was put on the bench. From a captain, starting five, winning laurels, to sitting on the bench and serving water to my teammates while they are playing and filling score sheets, I'd seen it all. The minute I sat there, I was not discouraged by this because again, my mentality was different. I knew that I did not belong to that level yet, but I knew I will be the best player one day. As I continued the journey, from ninth grade, by the time I reached my 10th grade, from 12th man, I became the ninth. Slowly, I became the eighth. By the time I came to my 11th grade, I got opportunities to play starting five. So when I say starting five, it's a 5-on-5 game. And starting five means you're one of the best players on the team and you get to compete with other teams. So when I finally reached that stage, it just gave me more clarity that one thing is you guys are listening to me talk about the mentality. But when we incorporated, I could see the results. And once I saw those results with my own eyes, and it just stayed with me, I was like, I got the key. I got the key to every lock that is there. For everything that you tell me that I can't do, I saw it as a lock. And for my surprise, that key, which is to look within and to compete with myself and to be better than who I was rather than the person next to me, that then unlocked every single door in my journey. I became the captain of my school team, which starting from being on the bench and being a water boy to being a captain, and then eventually moving forward to playing for the state of Delhi, winning gold, winning silver. Again, I see that journey repeating, but just on a different level. However, I have seen the best competition, I'm playing in the best competition, yet I'm nowhere near being in the leagues I want to be in. And that's when I realized, see, I'm the first Indian to play professionally in Europe. I'm an international basketball player. The first Indian to play in college, be the captain there. All this sounds good. But when you say first, that also means I did not know the pathway to be there. I had to hit my wall, I had to hit my head in the wall in 10 different directions to finally see one door opening for me and not quitting when the doors are not opening for me. So in my 12th grade, when I seen the highest level in India, I knew we're nowhere near because we are ranked at the time, I think, 84 in the world. My idol, Kobe Bryant, was playing in the number one country. But that didn't discourage me because where there's a will, there is a way. I knew what I had to do. So I was a student athlete always. Wake up at 6 a.m., go for training at 7, attend school at 8. I won't talk about bunking here, but but after that I would go for games period. I would train there. I'd come back, study. Then after the school, I would train again. In short, I would train like it's an obsession because in my mind, the only thing that constantly worked is I have to be in the highest level. Yet, not to compete with anybody near me, but see them as a potential to know my potential. And that's how I figured it out. I thought because I'm a student athlete, I can get a gate pass to get into any university I want. So I worked hard, got good grades in my 12th, and I got two opportunities. One, to go to a university in USA, which was a dream come true, because I'm one step closer to the league I want to play in. And second, go to the UK, and then play there, and then eventually figure out how I get to US to play at the highest level. I chose UK because I knew where I'm coming from and where I need to go. There's this much gap. And to cover the gap, I need to take the step. I can't just jump and just be successful. Because I knew if I start from here and straight away go to the top, I might not even play basketball after that. So I took the path of the UK, went to London. Again, now I've become the best player in my school. I'm going to my college. I trained 3 months recklessly just to make sure that I do not go through what I did in the past of sitting on the bench and then going and cutting that journey short. I went there. I gave my tryouts. I got on the first team. They had first team, second team, and third team. I got on the first team, and after getting on the first team, the last play of my trial, I had an ankle injury. I made the first team. I was starting five in a different country with higher league, higher level. I'm ready. I did the work, and an ankle injury. Now I'm back at the bench. Again, because it's now I'm used to this, I know what I have to do to get back to the starting five. So I start the journey of competing against myself again. But now the situations are different. I'm in a different country. I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, I'm doing my coursework, I'm figuring out how to get back from my injury, and I'm also figuring out how I can perform. Because one is survival, the next is you still need to perform. There is no excuse. The coach is not going to say, oh, I'm feeling compassionate. For you, I'll give you a chance. It doesn't work that way. You have to prove yourself. So now I start my journey again. The first year, the first semester, I'm on the bench, and quickly, within a span of 3 months, I turn it around. I'm back being the starting five. I perform like anything. And the second year, I'm promoted to being the captain of the University of Westminster basketball team, making me the first Indian to do such a thing. Moving forward, as I was appointed the captain and I got a chance to lead, as a leader, my job was to lead the next one. So now that my mentality is this, that I'm competing against myself, I made sure that each and every one of my teammates turned their mentality to this. And day by day, we worked on that. They did not know this. I was quietly doing this by leading them and showing them how I was coming out of my struggles. And sooner or later, after being appointed the captain, the University of Westminster won their first championship in 7 years under the captaincy of an Indian in a foreign land where there is no Indian playing there. It's just me. And that, again, gave me that confidence of understanding that if I keep competing against myself, if you keep telling me my limitations, you are my best friend that I never had. Once I had such a successful year in UK, I got the statistics, I got the game film to show that I can play at the highest level. Even if I'm 6'1", compared to a professional level, the average height would be somewhere around 5'7" to 7'4", 7'5". With all the limitations that was there, coming from a country which is not a basketball nation, it's a cricketing nation, to playing in nations which are good at basketball, it was a long journey. After finishing my time in the UK, I got an opportunity to play in Europe. I became the first Indian to play professional basketball in Europe. And such a feat was never seen before. But there's a twist in the story. I was told 3 games is all I have to prove myself. Just 3 games. If I don't perform in these 3 games, I'll be sent back home. Because outside, they don't see Indian basketball as any competition. We don't have a league. Nobody really knows what kind of player you are. We are only giving you a chance because you competed in such a high level in UK. But you need to prove you're Indian. You're not an American who's playing NCAA Division 1 or a G League or a high major leagues in US. So you have to prove yourself again. The same journey again. A 12th man becoming the starting five. It is easy. In 18 minutes, I'm just wrapping it up and just telling you guys all this. But the transition, how boring it is to work on the same things to be better is what tests your mindset constantly. I had the 3 games. The first game of my professional career with the pressure I had on me. Because if I did not perform, I'm letting down my country. It's not just about me. I have the responsibility of all the 1.4, if 7 now, I don't know, but 1.4 billion Indians, and their reputation is on the line. And that's how I took it personally. The first game itself, I dropped 28 points. And the guys in Europe looked at me, an Indian playing basketball, they would laugh. An Indian playing basketball, this is something different. Second game, I dropped 25. They were like, okay, he can play. The third game, I dropped 26. Okay, he can definitely play. So they started believing that I can play. But before they could believe in me, I built that belief at the age of 7. Like, I've been believing in myself. Every single time somebody told me that you're limited, you cannot do this, you cannot do that, instead of being disappointed by that, I just took that as my limitation and I worked on it. And because I worked on it and I became better and better and better, turned all my weakness into strength, and that self-belief that I developed over the years, I am working on myself, and I'll wrap it up quickly. After my year of playing in Europe, Moldova, I had my career high 32 points, went through different struggles. It was the best season, the first season and the best season where I was the second highest scorer in Europe. I was in a team called Gloria. They never had a medal in the history of their league. And what I had replicated in the UK, which is the mama mentality, and I led the team, that's the same way I led these guys. And I saw this mentality, if you are able to take in and really incorporate, because now it's not about competition, it's about collaborative effort to reach one goal, and that goal is winning. So it's not about the competition that we are competing against. It's about coming together and seeing our own limitations and turning into strength. And together, when we unite, even the impossible becomes possible. And that is what I could live, not just talk about and see. I was living this. And moving forward, I played in Malta, I played for our country, I played for the Indian national team. I represented in the World Cup qualifiers. And I saw that whenever we lost any game, may it be for the country or anywhere, I saw this kind of leadership was missing. I saw that person is successful. The minute I saw that one is competing against the other, they're not really successful, or they're successful by mistake. Because today they might be successful, but they will not be able to last it for a long time. After competing here, I played one of my dream destinations, that is Serbia. It's ranked number 2 in the world of basketball. A 7-year-old kid coming from an 84 ranked country, not knowing what the pathway is, lands up in the number 2 ranked country playing Division 1 basketball. It's magic, it's surprising, right? Not really. It's every step I took, every day, every 1% that took to get that level. That is the real journey. And that's what this is about. As an entrepreneur, as the current basketball player, as a vice president for Wheelchair Basketball Federation of India, I am standing in front of you to give you guys one message, that you have to be better than who you were yesterday. Because if you win the battle against yourself and become the best version of yourself, the world is yours. Thank you.